Hi folks, today we're going to be looking at the doors on the Reliant Regal and stripping them down ready for refurbishment. See you in a minute. Right, well this is one of the doors. As you can see, they're pretty light. And what we've got here basically is a fiberglass door, metal handle and a metal surround which can detach. These do tend to rust. Let me show you what we've got here. Well, as you can see, it's just a standard fiberglass door. It's all one casting basically, and then you've got this metal framework around the quarter light there and also around the perimeter of the window there, and this metal framework actually slides into the main part of the door. And if you look down here, this is the front fixing there. We've got two Phillips screws there, and coming around the other side, the rear arm, I think you'll find travels right the way down, and there's a couple of bolts there which I presume are the fixings for these. I don't know yet, I've not had it apart, so we're learning this together. The handle's fixed from underneath there, one side of the handle, the other side is obviously inside, and then we've got the door lock and the window winder mechanism which is underneath. Now, as I said, these tend to rust out here, along here, as most of these have been left outside. I've only got very slight rust in there. This one's obviously been well looked after, and also the rubbers are in pretty good nick as well on this one, so I may change these out. You can get replacement rubbers now for this, and that's what I'll probably be doing, but we know more when we strip it down. I want to basically remove this from the door, remove the lock mechanism today, and also the window winder mechanism on the other side, and then obviously give the door a sand down. So let's start having a look underneath and stripping it down. Right, okay then, so this is our window winder mechanism. There's where the handle goes on. That's obviously the ratchet involved there, and also the spring. These can be very, very rusty. We're pretty lucky here. It's in pretty good condition. There's the internal door mechanism, which is held on there by a little Phillips screw at the bottom there. There's a little bit of rust at the bottom there, but nothing that can't be repaired. And if you could just see in there's another runner there where the window slides down. Right at the bottom there is a screw which sits in there as well, so that's what we've got to undo. On this one, the inside panelling has a sort of a leather effect on it, which is obviously sort of stamped into the actual fiberglass. We've got two internal runners here which are riveted on, and that's where the door card sits in this area here. There are different styles of door card you can get for the Reliant Regal depending on your year, and as you can see there, this is where our door hinges actually fit on there, and they are literally just 4 holes in the fiberglass where you nut and bolt them to the actual hinges. So that's that there. Right, so let's start taking this apart now. I'm going to put you on time-lapse camera for this because it's pretty self-explanatory, and hopefully this should be able to pull this top mechanism off. So let's get that started. Right, okay then, I've taken the 2 screws out from the end here. There was actually 2 screws on this runner here. They both sit underneath the actual window felt there, so to speak, so you have to take them out, and there's nuts at the back, so there's 2 there. There's 2 down that side as well. One low down and the other one's quite high up there, which is quite awkward to get to. And I've also undone the 4 window winding mechanism bolts there, and I also think there's one more bolt which bolts straight through into underneath here, so I'm just trying to get that out now. think this is the last one which I didn't know about. I don't know whether you can probably see just there, I've taken the nut off now, so hopefully, if I just try and pull this back a little bit. There we go, look. There we go, see that? Now I don't know, there looks like there might have been another bolt there, look, there's another wash. There's 2 threads that go up there. I've taken this nut off there, and there appears to be one here, so whether or not that's been off before, let me put my hand up there and have a little feel about. Right, well I would suggest that maybe there was another one on there which has already been missing, so you may have 2 nuts going through there. So I'm going to try and pull this back now. And Jimmy, I might need your help for a minute. Over that side, just pull this back at the same time as I'm pulling back. You've got an arm that goes straight through there, looks like the glass is going to come out on what you see. There's a glass, what's that runner there underneath, that comes out. That's the old weather strip. Don't forget it's still attached to the glass here. Now I don't know whether or not I should take the glass out with it or not, because I think that's all fixed to the mechanism, isn't it? Yeah, so I might have to push the window back in so we can find the bottom.
You'd have to there,
yeah,
it should just prise out.
Yep. Just take the window back in then for a minute. Oh, let's get that back in that slot there. Right, can you see that now?
It should just slot out of there.
Yeah, it should do, yeah. It should slot out of the glass. Be careful though.
Pick it out there.
Hey?
Pick it out there.
You can't get the mechanism out though.
The mechanism's off, I just took it off.
Oh, right, you've done that. So that bit's still on the bottom of the window though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will that come out right past that weather strip? Perhaps this weather strip's got to come out here first, look. It come out your side?
It's broken it.
Well, I'm getting new weather strips anyway, so. But it'd just be nice to know how they come out. That's it. That's it. Right now, hopefully, this window might pull out of that gap there. No?
I think it's just tight,
Like the window's pulling, the frame's pulling off the window, here we go. So the glass is getting left behind. Right, there we go. Right, okay. Right, so there's our door frame. This can be refurbished now, as you can see. So let me put that to one side. It's not going to come out of that gap, is it? It's a big metal bracket, isn't it? It does come out of that gap. Right, well that's what we're left with. And as you can see there, show them on the bottom there, look. That's the metal bracket that sits on the bottom of the door. Again, which is in pretty good nick. But it's just tight sat in the actual rubber there, as you can see. I don't know whether you can get them rubbers. I would presume you get something pretty similar, but I'm going to need to take it off the glass anyway to refurbish the bracket. So that's the window out. All we've got now is the door mechanism. That's the window winder mechanism, which again seems to be in pretty good order, as you can probably see there. I will give it a descale, as you know, and the repaint up, so that's looking pretty good. Not much rust on that at all. Spring seems to be in good order as well. So as you can see here, we've got our long gap there. We've got our bolts there, which obviously there was another one on there which wasn't off, so someone might have had this off or attempted to get this off before. And all we have now is our door lock mechanism and our handle to take off, and then the handle mechanism. So I'm just going to take it off now. Okay, then there you go. That's all the window and door separated into its individual components. Each one of these can be refurbished at my leisure. Now, for example, this lot. One thing I've got to find out is about the quarter light. I can see we've got a fixing at the bottom there. Let me show you closer. As you can see, this is the actual pivot bolt there, what it sits on. Mine's very, very rusty at the moment. I want to give this a clean up and a lubricate before I try and undo this. I don't want to break this in any way, so I might soak that in vinegar or something first. And then I'm just investigating this here, which this obviously slides out so that you can actually remove the whole quarter light in one go. I'm not too sure whether there's a fixing under the rubber here and I've got to take the rubber out first, or whether these are little caps that prise up. I'm not sure. I've not looked at the manual. No doubt it'll tell me in the manual. Well, I'm sure one of you who have done these will be able to perhaps leave a comment and find out exactly how this comes apart. It's not a problem, I'll get it done, but as you can see now, these are actually in pretty good condition. They just need literally probably a sandblast, something like that. Get them nice and clean. I've taken that felt channel that was in there. As you can see now, the door is ready to be refurbished. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It will take a lovely paint and a rub down, that one. Our window mechanism and window runner there, again in very, very good condition, and that probably just requires a new runner along that, a rubber seal. And also the door locking mechanism, again, just requires lubrication, repaint and de-rusting, so I'm quite happy with that as well. Right, so that's the doors dismantled now, so I've got a bit more work to do now to do the other one, get them down in there to come in their component pieces like this, and I'll see you again in the next video, and until then, bye for now.